You're listening to the Sailing to Success podcast show, where we share practical tips and strategies to help you be more productive, boost your profits, and grow your business. Hi, I'm Lindsay Phillips, founder of Smooth Sailing Business Growth, and I'll be your host and captain for this 30-minute excursion. Today, I'll be chatting with communication expert Felicia Slattery. She shares the importance of developing real relationships and what REAL stands for. Plus, we talk about relationship killers on social media and creative ways to use technology to build relationships. So let's get started. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on the Sailing to Success podcast show. I love this topic that we're going to talk about today, and it's about relationships. They're so important. Business-wise, personally, and so forth. So we're going to be talking to expert Felicia Slattery. She is the veteran of hundreds of radio interview stages, video presentations, podcast webinars, TV segments. She's been told her energy is infectious, and audiences love her resonant voice. She is actually #1 best-selling author and internationally acclaimed award-winning speaker and the creator of the trademark signature speech system. She works with experts, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and celebrities around the world to help them connect with people on a human level. So build relationships from the stage, online, and beyond to live their best lives, serving others with the gifts that God has given them. So thanks so much for joining me, Felicia.
Hi, Lindsay. Thank you so much for having me.
That's my favorite part about owning my own business, honestly, is the relationship that I have with my clients, with my staff. I know some people think that, being an entrepreneur can be really, especially a solopreneur can be really lonely, but I honestly don't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't feel that way either. And I've been doing this by myself since 2007. 2006, holy mackerel. So a long time, more than 11 years now. And I don't feel alone at all because of the relationships that I've built with people. Yeah. And it's just, and it's cool when you're solo because you can dip your toe in and connect when you want to connect. And then, now I don't want to, so I'm going to be quiet over here for a little bit and put my head down and do some work.
That's true. You can kind of do it on your own terms. Yeah. But some people feel that, and it's easy to do that, running a business online, social media, emails, that we're not staying in touch with people as much. And that kind of the relationship end of things has fallen on the back burner. So I know you have, your real relationships. So kind of explain what real relationships the acronym means and why it's so important.
Sure. Well, because technology allows us to move very quickly, we've gotten to a point where we do. And it's easy to forget that there's somebody on the other end of that Facebook post, on the other end of that tweet, on the other end of that, that snap or that Instagram image or, whatever. There's somebody else reading that. And so I actually came up with 2 acronyms for real, REAL, relationship. And one is what you do, and the other is how it feels. So what you do when you're in a real relationship is you respect the other person, you engage with them, you affirm them, and you laugh with them. So if we look at that and we expand that to social media, which is where a lot of us are interacting and building relationships, and social media really has become a fantastic place to expand and build relationships. The people that do the best in terms of, we hear about ROI, on social media, and it's like, how you get a return on being social? What? but you can, and I'm not talking about this is before we buy a Facebook ad or a LinkedIn ad or, pay for a YouTube video ad or anything like that. This is just the connection part. Yeah. And there's so many different ways to get that, return on your investment. And it could be monetary, and it could be, more relationship building wise. And so, the people that do the best are the ones that are engaging in these 4 things: respect, engage, affirm, and laugh. There's people that post funny things that are funny without demeaning somebody else. And we laugh at those. In fact, I have a handful of friends. One in particular, every Saturday she collects, and on Saturday she posts the funny memes that she runs across. And there's a handful of us that follow those, and we read her things and we laugh and comment on them. And she says, feel free to share them yourselves, of course, because that's part of engagement is seeing what somebody else has and, talking back to them and sharing what they've shared. And hey, hat tip to my friend who found this and how funny, and again, they're doing these 4 things. They're respecting it. We had here in the U.S., I don't know if you heard, we had some crazy political stuff going on.
Oh, we hear it.
And it became the norm to not be respectful. And if you found somebody who disagreed with your point of view, which seemed like was very easy to do, and just people got flaming meanness and total disrespect. And it's like, did we forget? Like, did we forget our manners? Just because we're logged on behind a computer? And the answer is, a lot of people did forget. So anyway, so that's what you do. You respect, engage, affirm, and laugh. So affirm means, all right, so when you see people post something like, hey, I'm so excited, I lost 5 pounds. When you affirm someone, you don't just look at the post and go, oh, that's nice for them. At the very least, you click the like or the love button. Or maybe you post something like, wow, that's so awesome. How exciting for you. Or they post the baby pictures or the, proud mom or dad moment or grandma or grandpa moment. Or, they talk about something that somebody else might say, oh, well, they're just bragging about their business. Well, they're excited about something. So let's affirm that excitement as opposed to, hey, I lost 5 pounds. Really? Have you tried my powder or potion or lotion? It's awesome. Like, really?
Totally.
That's not affirming. Yeah. That's obnoxious.
Yeah, exactly.
So, sometimes people they're putting things on social media for lots of different reasons. Yeah. And one reason is a lot of folks in their everyday lives walking around them, they don't have somebody to give them an attaboy or an attagirl. They don't have people in their lives to pat them on their backs.
Yeah.
And we need that as human beings. We need that validation. And so validation would have been another word, but it doesn't fit with the acronym. So yeah. So we went with affirm. Yeah.
But no, that's totally true. And it's, you want to feel that even if you're posting something, I'm really struggling with this or whatever, you want to feel like you're being heard, that other people are feeling the same way you are or going through the same thing. It's trying to put that human element.
Yes. And so that leads to the second acronym of REAL. So the first is what you do. Right. This is how you feel when you know that somebody is connecting with you and they're really connecting with you on a human level. You feel recognized, energized, accepted, and loved. And, so we're like the example we just, I lost 5 pounds. Yay. Like you feel that, instead of somebody coming back and saying, buy my stuff, you feel like, when people are like, wow, that's so awesome. What did you do? Or how did you do it? Or, whatever. Like they're recognizing you and you feel that. You feel energized. Like it feels good when people are respecting, engaging, affirming, and laughing with us. It feels good. We get energy from that. Yeah. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, it doesn't matter. We feel good when people are engaging in those activities with us. We also feel accepted. And that's one of the biggest human needs that we have on an emotional level is to feel like we belong, to feel like we're accepted. That's why Facebook has groups. That's why LinkedIn has groups, because it's about being accepted by people who get us. And that essentially and ultimately leads to feeling, even though we may not, I might not say, Lindsay, I love you. But but we feel, and depending on how long, I mean, I will happily say I love some people that I interact with on social media, on a friendly, professional basis. Like, like, oh my gosh, I love that person. I love when they post things that make me laugh. Or I love when they, I just love to see their success, and I love to see them doing so well. And, I love when they share pictures of their kids. And, I've been friends with some people on social media since like 2007. They've watched my kids grow up. I've watched their families grow up. I mean, why not feel loved and have that experience? So that's what the real relationship is all about.
Awesome. And I couldn't agree more. Now, so how does that work? Like, can we put those elements in our emails, in other areas of our online marketing?
Yeah. Again, everything that you do, whether you're writing a blog post or you're writing an email or you're writing something on social, like as you're the first person as opposed to commenting. So you're putting something out there. You're making a video, whether it's a live video or a video that you're just posting later after you've recorded it and done some editing, whatever. You want to remember that there's an actual human being on the other end of that thing. They're reading it or they're watching it and they're looking at it. So instead of thinking, you wouldn't, I like have 5 thoughts all trying to get out of my mouth at the same time. So, imagine when you're at a family gathering, right? And, you're in a conversation with, a family member, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, whatever, somebody you're friendly with, that you get along with. And, you're just talking about, what books have you read lately? Or, what are you working on or whatever. And you're excited about something and you want to recommend a book or you want to recommend a program or a training or something that you saw from someone else, right? I'm talking about affiliate marketing here is essentially what's boiling down to. And you're excited about it. You're like, oh my gosh, this book was so great. This is what I got out of it. And you know what? I know that you are kind of dealing with these types of things in your world. Maybe you might get something out of it too. That's an understanding of your audience, of your readers, I teach speaking stuff, so I'm always about audience, but it doesn't matter. Your readers, your viewers, your, whoever, your subscribers, like those people are all part of your world because you have said, hey, I got something that's a solution to something that you're dealing with in your life, in your business, whatever it happens to be. And so they're reading. And so you'll have a good sense of, well, what are some of the common problems that the people on my list or reading my blog or, subscribers to my video channel, whatever, what are some things in common that they'll be dealing with? And talk to them like they're your friend, or you're sitting down with them having coffee. What would you say to that person in that instance? And it will totally shift your communication from push, buy my stuff, to, hey, I'm excited about this. And this is a cool thing. I want to tell you about it. And it shifts. And people on the other end can feel it. They can feel, I have a lot of people that respond to my emails and will say, oh my gosh, I feel so great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Or, you can see that they feel energized. They feel like they were respected. I don't use tricks. I don't use, yes, I do. There's some marketing things like scarcity. Yeah, we have, we do 4-day sales and there's a countdown timer on the page. Why? Well, because some people need to see, like, by the way, this is going to end, and you should know that it's going to end because a special can only be a special for so long or it's not a special, So, yeah, we're using, I'm not saying don't use marketing techniques. Of course, use marketing techniques. But remember, you're using the technique not because you're trying to be slick about using a technique. Right. But like I just said, with a timer, sometimes people need to realize, well, yeah, this, we use the timer because it's like, well, the sale's only for 4 days. Oh, I'm on day 3. I have a couple more days to think about it. Well, I'm going to forget about that. I know.
Yeah, totally.
So, the last day reminder, oh, thank you for sending that because I totally would have forgotten. Thanks for letting me know. And I go to the page and I see, oh yeah, look, there's only 6 hours left on this thing. I should buy it now. I mean, like when you look at your marketing and you look at your communication with the people that you best serve from a standpoint of these are human beings that have busy lives, they have busy businesses, they have lots of things happening, lots of things on their minds. how can I treat them with respect? How can I give them something that would be engaging to them, that they might, like it's okay to laugh at yourself because the other people are laughing at you, so you might as well laugh at yourself. But, it's okay to laugh with them. And in fact, big brands do this. I'm remembering of course I can't even remember the name of the brand because I didn't know I was going to use it as an example, but like the guy who was standing in the shower and it was like a Right Guard, I think was the brand. And he was talking about maybe a soap, or it's either a soap or a deodorant commercial, but he was like a hilarious campaign that ran for a couple of years. And he was like a bare chested guy in a white towel. And he was
riding on a horseback or something.
Yes, that guy, right?
Yeah.
And it was totally not taking themselves seriously. And it was being funny. And the campaign worked because it was hilarious. Exactly. Because people like to laugh. So, if you're not naturally funny, well, you don't have to be, because guess what? There's super creative people on Madison Avenue that are being funny for you. So, hey, I ran across this hilarious ad. You guys got to check it out. It's so funny. That's the kind of thing you could tweet. That's the kind of thing you can put on Facebook. Yeah. People love those, or those funny memes. We share those funny memes because people like to laugh. Exactly. Who doesn't love a minion?
Come on.
With a little fruit salad on his head. I'm just saying. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I post about the minions a lot.
Yeah, because it's fun, right? It's fun. And where we have fun is where we engage. Mm-hmm. And, it's some people... I take laughter seriously. I take humor seriously, which is kind of weird. But it's when we have that intersection, when people are laughing. I used to be a college professor, and I learned over the years, if I wanted my students to really pick up the material, they had to be engaged with it. Yeah. They had to be having fun with it. And when they remembered it. Totally. Well, if we're selling stuff online, don't we want people to remember us? Yes, we do. And when are they going to remember us? Well, they're going to remember us when they make us feel something, including make us feel like we're having fun, like make us feel light and, energetic and just enjoying a moment.
So showing that you're human and you can make mistakes and, you're just like them.
Yes. Blooper reels. If you ever make videos, people love those. They laugh at those. I posted yesterday, my family and I went, it was Memorial Day here in the US. Mm-hmm. My family and I went to Dollywood, and my daughter, 14-year-old daughter, talked us into going on the Ferris wheel. And I was like, really? Okay. Well, we were up there, and when they load a Ferris wheel, they have to load one car at a time.
Oh, right? I know. And you're dangling at the
and yes, and you're dangling, and the sign says, don't swing your cart, your little thing that you're sitting in. It's like, so we're up there and we were like terrified. I was like, why did you make us do this? So I took a selfie of us and we both looked terrified. And I was like, no, we got to take a better one. And I took like 2 or 3 other ones. And I went back to the original one where we both looked terrified. And that's what I posted. Yeah. Why? Because it's real. Yeah. And, people can see through it when you've taken 17 selfies trying to get the exact right one. Like, really? Just put the real thing.
I know. It's like when we first started doing videos, and I'm, worried about being super professional and coming off a certain way, and did like a bazillion takes. Now I'm like, my hair might be pinned up. I might or might not be wearing makeup, and I do one take and it's done.
Yeah, exactly. And depending on what the video is, like I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for your welcome to my website page video. But like you're going to do a Facebook Live that's going to be there today and gone, in somebody's feed. They may not even see it ever. Whatever. Or you got a quick FAQ that you're like, I'm going to throw this on my blog because somebody was asking this and I know the answer and I can help them. And I'm thinking of it right now and I'm just going to do it this second while I'm thinking of it. I have my phone in my hand anyway. Push the go button and do it. Yeah, exactly. People appreciate it because it's about the content. It's about the information. It's about what you're doing to help them. And they'll see that you're doing it as a way to be helpful. And does it market your business? Yeah, it markets your business, but you're also helping. Yeah. So like it's a win-win.
Exactly. Now let's move here to because people love like what the big mistakes are, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Which I know. So I know you have the top 5 relationship killers on social media. So what are we doing wrong?
Oh my gosh. So Well, we already talked about the one thing, the one where people are like, buy my stuff, and you're like, shut it. Right? Like, people hate that. And so it's okay to, some people take that advice and they take it too far to the opposite extreme, and they never share what they do. And I have a couple of people, one person, this happened a couple of years ago, and somebody else, it just happened last week. They're, who I regularly interact with on social media. And I had no idea what they did for a living. None. To the point where, and I, by the way, was their exact market. Like, if anybody should know, it should have been me, because I would have been a person to say, hey, I could hire you for that.
Yeah.
So you don't go so far to the extreme of, not being in people's face about buying your stuff.
Well, you're informing them about your products because they might help.
Yes, exactly. And that's it. I mean, like, if you keep the acronym in mind, is this being respectful? Am I respecting somebody by posting this, or am I just shoving my crap down their throat? Right. So, and 90% of social is about social. 10% can be, of your posts that you initiate can be, hey, go read my new blog post, watch my video, buy something. I got a special going on, like, whatever. That's fine. Do that. The rest of the time, be social in what you put out. But if there are people that are having issues that you want to comment on, a mess, something that creates a social media mess that people hate, is that, oh, I lost 5 pounds. Yay, go buy my powder. This will help you lose even more. You would have lost more than that in 2 weeks. You would have lost 15 pounds, you loser. Go buy my stuff. You know what I'm talking about? People do that. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's cringeworthy when you see it happening. It's like, oh, please don't do that. So, that's not cool. Let's see. So what else would be another one? So politics. I talked about politics.
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible. You can talk about politics without being a jerk.
Absolutely.
And you can even have an opinion without being a jerk. But what people hate, what people get really upset about, is when you mock, make fun of, or are vehemently angry with someone who disagrees with you.
Yeah, you're more stating what you're against versus what you're for.
Yeah. And, the idiots who believe that blah, 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 blah. Well, if I'm reading that and I happen to believe differently than you've just called me an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't feel respected. I don't feel affirmed. Right? I certainly don't feel loved, and I'm not laughing.
Or some people that I find, they feel that their way is the highway and everybody else is wrong, Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? It's like that with politics, with religion, with business, whatever. Like, when you get to a point where you're putting yourself on a pedestal, or your beliefs on a pedestal above everybody else's, you're going down a path that is going to create a problem. Mm-hmm. And you may never even know it. This is a challenge, with the people that my clients and people that I work with. I say all the time, like, you don't know who's reading your profile. And someday, or what you're posting on social media, or what you're emailing, like, you don't know who's reading it, or what your, videos or whatever. You don't know who's looking at that. And in many cases, you will never know that you had an opportunity that you were so super close to having that would have been perfect for you. But because you made one of these egregious, everybody's an idiot who doesn't agree with me messages, that person moved along.
Absolutely. Because
you're being closed-minded, because you're raging against, whatever it happens to be. So, don't rage against stuff.
No, what you say has consequences for sure. Mm-hmm. And a ripple effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then, I'll say the last thing that people really don't love is when you copy or share messages that say things like, I don't usually do this, or let's see how many people will read this, or unfriend me now if, like, really? And sometimes it's for, it seems like it's for a good cause. I mean, some of these things I've seen around suicide prevention, or I've seen around support for veterans, or I've seen, the cause itself is not a bad cause. But the way that it's going around and being the same copy and paste thing or share thing, and more, it's, they say don't share this, copy and paste it. There's nefarious reasons for that. So, there are people out there that are not nice people that are testing to see where does this go, and how can this, where does this reach? And they tug at your heartstrings by doing something that's, let's see how many of my friends actually care about teenagers killing themselves. Really?
I know. I hate that.
I don't know anybody who doesn't.
If you don't share this, then you're like the worst person ever. It's like, well, you're basically pinning me into a corner. I would have shared it if you hadn't have said that.
Yeah, right? So, people, they don't like that. And
it's not being respectful, right?
Exactly. And, and if you want to be respectful, if you want to post something about an issue that's important to you, you absolutely should. And there's lots of different ways that you can make that happen. In fact, Facebook now has a thing where I don't know how long it's going to last. I know I know it's new since my last birthday, that you can donate your birthday, they call it, to a particular cause. And I haven't looked that deeply into it, but you can create a fundraiser where people can donate to a fundraiser where you don't get the money. It goes to whatever cause that you've said is important to you. So yeah, it is kind of nice, and it's kind of a cool way. And yesterday I saw somebody, they raised like $60. It wasn't like, their cause wasn't getting rich from it, but hey, that's 60 more bucks. Exactly. And it's a way to kind of say, hey, this is important to me. And if you're interested in that, you can donate to this cause as well. There's tons of great causes and great businesses that are supporting the kinds of people that, that you would be copying and pasting. There's lots of foundations out there that go to support and raise awareness for various things. So if something really pulls at your heartstrings and you're really like, what, that is important, well, find something that's of value and write your own words about it.
True. That's a good tip. Now, with technology, are there creative ways that we can use it to help build relationships and help foster this?
Yes.
So many. Say that.
There's so many. I love the creative side of things. So, all right. So there are some cool things that people know exist, but they don't use them for ways to build relationships. So one of the really fun, cool things that you can do, again, because your phone is in your pocket, right? And your phone, for the most part, anybody's got a smartphone. And I mean, 95% of all business people I know have a smartphone now, right? So you've always got it with you. You can shoot a quick video and you can drop that video into a private message. You can send it via email right from your phone. I mean, there's all different kinds of things to say hi to somebody, to say, so maybe it's somebody's birthday on Facebook. My birthday's coming up, so I've got this on my mind. Can you tell? And so like, I'm going to get anywhere between 500 and 2,000 happy birthday Felicia messages that are literally just going to say happy birthday Felicia. Well, that's nice. That's nice that they took a moment to do that. But if they really want to build a relationship, maybe they'll like pop themselves on video and go, hey Felicia, how are you? I know it's your birthday. I just want to say hi and I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye. How long did that take me to do? Yeah. Right?
No time.
It's an extra few seconds than it would have to type the words happy birthday Felicia. So it's an extra few seconds, but it's so easy. And you can actually do it on somebody's, depending on what their settings are on their page. Most people, you can actually post a video right on their page like that. So bada bing, bada bang, you post a thing, a video, and now like that's a little bit more personal. Yeah. And it's just a little bit of something different. Or maybe, here's another one, again, birthday related, because that's where my brain is. What if instead of the happy birthday, whoever, you write a little like, hey, do you remember that time when we? Or if they're a person that you haven't met in person, like, you know what, I have been following you for years, and I have to say my favorite thing about what you post on wherever it is they're posting, because LinkedIn tells you that's somebody's birthday too. What you post on LinkedIn, I just love when you share those really inspirational videos or whatever. Like, tell them something that you like about them.
Right. Specific.
Yeah, be specific, because again, like if we want to build a relationship, these are creative, but they're not like crazy over the top types of things that take a ton of time, right? So those are just a couple of ideas, again, around birthday stuff. But what if it's around work stuff?
Yeah.
Somebody sends you a really great email. Like, so one of the things that I do, because I kind of hang out in the marketing world a little bit, and I subscribe to lots of different newsletters from some friends and some people who aren't friends that I love to just read and like wish they were my friend. But when I see like a subject line, but when I see like a subject line that comes through that's really fun, I actually created a little graphic that I call best subject line of the day winner or something. And I got like a free graphic at Pixabay of a trophy, just a generic trophy. Yeah. And then I just wrote, with like just plain white letters on this thing. And whenever somebody sends a subject line, and it's not all the time, sometimes I hit reply and I attach it and go, this was awesome. Or sometimes I call them out on Facebook and go, if you're not subscribed to so-and-so's emails, these subject lines are awesome. Today's was this. And then I put the little, graphic. Yeah. It makes the other person feel good. Yeah. It helped like, and for other folks who are like, oh, wow. Yeah, I am interested in that. Maybe I will subscribe to this thing, right? Like win, win, win all the way around. Yeah. Everybody's happy. And did it take me a couple of minutes to put that little graphic together 2 years ago whenever I thought of this? Yeah, it did. Took a couple minutes, but now I have it. And all I got to do is just attach it. Like I attach any picture anywhere, I love that. And it's just something that's affirming, that is like, wow, somebody somebody's validating me, and they feel really good about that. And they may not remember that, that I gave them a best subject line award of the day. They may not remember I ever did that. But what they are going to remember is how they felt in that moment.
Yeah, totally.
And if they feel good about me in that moment, and they continue to feel good about me, when I go to them and say, hey, would you be interested in being an affiliate for some of my products? Or, hey, would you promote something from I noticed you've got a podcast. I've got a topic. Would you be interested in having me be on your podcast? They're more than happy to share things like that.
Yeah. Because they like you, right?
Because they like you. Yes. I have a powerful story about this, if it's okay if I share.
Yeah.
So, it was a year ago, actually, right this very minute. And my husband and I had moved the year prior from Chicago, where I had lived pretty much my whole life, to Knoxville, Tennessee. We got tired of the snow and the taxes. My in-laws live real close to where we are now. And so when we moved, we didn't want to pick a house right away because we weren't real sure of the neighborhoods and everything like that. So we rented an apartment for a year. And then when it came time for us to be able to buy a house, we found the house, and we were so excited about the house, and we had been saving money to be able to put down on the house. And my husband and I are both self-employed, and we had been talking to a mortgage broker for several months about what we needed to have in line and in the bank and everything set. And it came down to the time for us to be able to start to sign the papers and make things happen. And they said, oh, by the way, you need to pay $26,000 extra, more than we already had agreed on. And I was like, wait, what? And they were, and my husband, like he was sick to his stomach and just sad. My real estate lady was like, well, I guess we'll just find another house. And I was like, no, you don't understand. That's my house.
No, exactly. You already envisioned your life there.
Right. And so I went to social media. And I said, listen, friends, this is what's happening. And I told them everything, like what I told them, like how I just told it to you. I wrote it all out. It was one of those really long posts. And I wrote that all out. And I said, so here's what I need. I need to help you. And I need you to pay me to help you. Here's the things that I can do for you. If you want to get on more stages and you want to do it effectively and make money as a speaker, let me know. If you want to write a best-selling book and know a launch strategy for making that happen, I can help you. If you want to perform better on stage and deliver better and you want to have a speech that is an awesome, amazing speech, I have written, judged, critiqued, or performed myself more than 8,000 speeches. I can help you with that. Like, I listed very specific things, right? That post had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of likes and comments. But beyond that, this is what blew me away. It had dozens and dozens of shares.
Nice.
I made that $26,000 in less than 5 days, and I'm sitting in that house today.
Nice.
All because of this real relationships thing on social media. I say, like, build your tribe before you need them. You don't know what's going to come up in your life down the line. But here's something that I can guarantee you. You're going to need people to help you. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, whatever comes up. So this building real relationships, it will help you with whatever is going to come down the line. If you're a person, I had lung cancer a couple of years, 5 years, not now, 5 years back, and I had a whole group of prayer warriors, people praying for me. I mean, there was no way that we could have predicted that would have happened to me. I had zero risk factors. I was very young. They had even done a biopsy and came back with nothing before they came back with the actual diagnosis. I mean, it was really a scary time. And my social community, the people that I built up real relationships with, they carried me. They supported me during that really scary, hard time in my life. So, I had prayers from around the world in languages I can't even speak. It was just amazing.
That's
Why?
Awesome.
Because of this real relationships thing.
Well, that is a powerful way to end off. That was a fantastic story, and I'm so glad you're better.
Thank you.
But yeah, I just don't discount the relationships that you have on social media and think that they're not valid or they're not real, for lack of better terms. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's real people there that have real feelings and are happy to help you and happy to support you and happy to be there for you. And yes, even buy your stuff.
Excellent. So, and in that, we obviously heard about how you help people with their speaking and their speeches, and writing and launches. So how can people find out more about you? About what you do and where to find you. Okay. So for people who want to connect with others, since we talked about speaking, if you want to connect with somebody else from the stage, I have a program that I put together that I call Signature Speech Secrets. And it's a lot of S's. It starts with an S and ends with an S. SignatureSpeechSecrets.com. And it's all about how you can connect with people and serve them from the stage. It's about starting that relationship from the stage. And so I've got a free audio about that and some written information and so forth. And you can grab that for free. It's at SignatureSpeechSecrets.com. That's a great place to start. And friend me up. I guess apparently now on Facebook I've hit the maximum, but you can follow me, and I delete people once in a while, or they delete me because, I say something they don't like or whatever. I talk a lot about my faith, and some people don't agree with faith. So they're like, oh, I'm out. Okay, good. More room for new friends. So, whatever the case may be. So I usually try to keep it so that I can accept new friends. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, wherever you are, I'm Felicia Slattery everywhere. So connect with me socially as well. Awesome. Perfect. Gosh, I don't know where the time went. You gave some amazing tips and really made us stop and think about the relationships that we're building online. It's not just all about being in person. And thank you for those creative tips. That was really helpful. Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. It was fun today. Thank you. So that is it for this episode of Sailing to Success podcast show. Of course, you can find this and other episodes at sailingtosuccesspodcast.com. And if you are looking for strategies and implementation of content marketing, you can check out my business at sailing business growth. And the website is smoothbusinessgrowth.com. And have a profitable and productive week, folks. And may the winds always be at your back.